Hi, my name's Sam. I'd like to welcome you to this presentation on behalf of goingfree.org entitled The Tree of Imagined Limitation. Now, this teaching is a part now of what's known as Sedona method, and I'm going to acknowledge the teachers at the end of this presentation. From my understanding, I think that Mr. Stephen Seriton deserves a little extra acknowledgement for this particular use of a tree as an analogy to what we're going to be looking at in the presentation, because he first taught it at the Whole Life Expos in the 80s, I believe. So anyway, on with the tree of imagined limitation. Well, let's first of all start by looking at a tree. A tree, obviously, we're going to keep it extremely simple here, folks, so please bear with me. I'm not a biologist. Don't expect a PhD thesis in this presentation. We have leaves, branches and a trunk on screen there. That's what I can see of a tree. Let's move on, shall we? But when we go underground, we have the roots of the tree, underneath the ground. And again, I'm not a biologist. The roots anchor the tree and feed the tree. You can say they attract the nutrients, or the nutrients get absorbed into the tree from the roots, for all intents and purposes of this presentation. So what's this got to do with the imagination? What's it got to do with being an imagined tree of limitation? What's it got to do with the method that we use to release and let go? And if you don't know what I'm on about, then please have a look at goingfree.org and you'll get a good understanding of what we're talking about as a releasing community. Thoughts, feelings, beliefs, wants and the self are some of the things I'm going to be talking about. So thoughts. Here are some examples of thoughts. He doesn't like me. I better go out now. Jesus, life sucks. She thinks I'm hot. That's a nice dress. I wish I could finish work. And flip, I'm late. Those are all thoughts. Thoughts are represented by the leaves on the tree. What happens when we let go of just our thoughts then? Or we let go of thoughts? Well, we let go, and it can be pretty when we let go, like this picture of the autumn leaves, or the fall leaves. If you're in the States, you might not know the word autumn and call it the fall, but probably you do, because there's a famous jazz tune called Autumn Leaves. So these leaves are our thoughts, for when we're using the tree as an analogy of how the mind works. When we let go of the thoughts, the leaves may disappear for a while, but they do grow back onto the tree. So it's not the most effective way of releasing on thoughts. Feelings then. Well, feelings, we're going towards the branches, going towards the trunk of the tree now with our feelings. So here are some examples of feelings, and I've deliberately not used the exact terminology that of the chart of emotions that's in the Sedona method or the release technique. And you can take Hale or Larry's courses, basic courses, in order to find out more about the method if you're new to the method. But you'll recognise, those of you who've taken the method and are graduates like myself, that these 6 feelings rather, that I've picked out here come from the 6 emotions from the chart of emotions. So I've put depressed there, lower down on the chart, hurt, scared, must have it, frustrated, and beyond reproach. I've just taken those as examples of feelings that we might have that come under those categories that we use in the chart of the emotions. And these feelings can be represented by the branches on the tree. The emotions, well, again, I'm not going to go into the 9 emotions that we use in the chart of emotions, which can facilitate our releasing. But we know that they stand for something, these letters A, G, F, L, A, P and C, A, P, which are higher up on the chart. And basically this chart of emotions allows us to put every feeling that we could possibly have into one of these 9 categories, and then we can release up the chart and get into those good feelings. Well, they're neither good nor bad, any of them, but we can get into the feelings that are higher up on the chart, higher states of consciousness, if you will, represented by the cap. The cap goes on top of your head, so higher state, cap. And I know Levenson, who founded this whole idea, has things to say about that too, but I'm not going to get into that either, because we've got a time constraint on us here. Beliefs and programs then. Well, we're really talking about the trunk of the tree now, going towards the roots. Here's an example of a fairly innocuous belief. If I dress smart to an interview, I'll make a good impression. It's a belief. Let's talk about how limited some of these beliefs and programs can become. I'm so dumb, I'll never be able to make a success of myself. But that's a pretty bad program. I'm too ugly for anyone to find me attractive. Again, that is a very limiting program or belief. It's not the truth, is it? It's a belief. You might be pug ugly, but if you don't believe that, you can shine through. If I smile, they'll like me. Okay, again, it's a belief. Slightly more positive. I can achieve my goals if I put my mind to it. This is a positive belief. I look great and I feel terrific in jeans. Again, it's a belief. It's a program. It's more positive. So you've got a couple of really negative belief programs and a couple of more positive ones. These are the key branches of the tree and the trunk of the tree. Beliefs and programs.